morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, Carla being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also sometimes some other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, October 30th, almost Halloween. Happy Halloween, you guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm so bummed. I have a Hocus Pocus t-shirt, and I've been saving it for weeks to wear today, and I can't find it. I wore it to work a week or so ago, and I don't know what I did with it. I don't know if it's in the laundry or if it's in my clean clothes that are still in my car that I haven't brought back from my brother's. I don't know, but I couldn't find it. I was so upset this morning, but I decided I'd just wear my Black Cat fan club shirt that I just got when I did my October Cat Lady box unboxing. So it's still on theme, but it's not my Hocus Pocus shirt. I don't know. This is my life. Anyway, I want to say welcome. Welcome to all of you. If you're new finding my channel, I hope you like what you see. Want to hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I do have a super thanks button below if you think that this video is so good that you want to give me a little bit of a monetary thank you. I do appreciate anybody who does use that. I use it to help fund postage for giveaways. Sorry, there was a bottle of glue that was on its side. I could just see disaster there. It helps fund postage, and especially it helps fund paying for Zoom Zoom membership so that I can do a monthly Zoom meeting or two, as we're doing in November. I almost said this month, but it's not quite November yet. 2 more days, or 1 more day, 2 more days, day after tomorrow. How's that? So yeah, so welcome. And if you are one of my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back and spending this time with me each week. I enjoy it so much doing these videos and sharing all my stitching with you. You keep me motivated to stitch almost every day, not quite every day, but almost every day. And I just love having people that I can talk obsessively with about floss and needles and fabric and all of these other things that if you're not into stitching, you know that look when you start talking to people who don't like it and their eyes kind of glaze over and they're and like, you know that they're thinking in the back of their head, what is this crazy person talking about stitching for? You know, it doesn't make any sense. But you guys know. I just dropped my tablet. It's not good. Okay. All right, so welcome. Weather. It's gonna be a little bit hot today. It's gonna be, or I should say warm. It's gonna be like 82, something like that today. My internal temperature has been off for several days. I'll explain that in a minute. Yeah, but it's supposed to be warmer today, and then for the next 10 days it's supposed to be low 70s, high 60s. So, which actually for me I think is just about perfect. So I am digging the cooler weather. My body does better in the cooler. Once my knees adjust to the change, then my body does better. I have better blood sugar numbers, and I have more energy, etc. But yeah, so it's really pretty out today. This morning, it's still early. It's only like 9:15. But it's supposed to get up to about 82 today. So, Zoom reminder. We have a Zoom meetup coming up this coming Saturday. So before I see you again on the FlossTubes. So it'll be the 5th at 4 p.m. Is that right? Is that right? Let me just make sure that's what I had before. Yes. November 5th at 4 p.m. So next Saturday at 4. And then we also have 2 more that are scheduled so far. We have one on Sunday the 27th, which is the Sunday after Thanksgiving here in the U.S. And that will be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on that Sunday. we can all, you know, revel in having a turkey sandwich before the meeting. And then I have one scheduled for New Year's Eve at 8 o'clock Pacific time. For anybody who would like to join me, I will be on the Zoom from 8 Pacific time to, well, at least until midnight. I'm going to stay on even if I'm there by myself, so in case anybody wants to pop in. And then after that, we'll see if there's anybody still on, if I can still stay awake. I'm going to be doing my New Year, New Start that evening, which I'm excited about. And yeah, so that should be pretty fun. I haven't scheduled anything else yet for December, and I'm just not sure. I have to look at my calendar. I know Hanukkah starts very late this year, and I am planning on doing FlossTube this year, which last year I did like a one kind of episode, like vlog style FlossTube. The year before I did a FlossTube upload every single day of Hanukkah, which I'm kind of planning on doing that this year again. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. People did seem to like it when I did lighting the candles with you guys and doing the prayer every night, and then I gave a little bit of Hanukkah trivia info, whatever. So I mean, I can do that again. It's the same info as I did in 2020, but that's kind of part of the Jewish tradition, is we just tell the same stories over again, and it's sort of an oral history, how the next generation learns about our holidays and stuff. Again, I've said it many times, Hanukkah is not a very religious holiday. It's more of an cultural holiday. I mean, there is religious significance to it, but it is not a holy day. It's a festival. It's a festival of lights. It became a much bigger deal here in the United States because of its close proximity to Christmas. It was not originally a gift-giving holiday. It kind of evolved into that again in America because of its proximity to Christmas. But it has evolved into that, and it moves up and down the calendar. I can explain that when we get to it in FlossTube. There is a reason why it is a different time every year, or a different day, should I say. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that again this year. Hopefully you guys would be into it. And I haven't really decided like what I'm going to do and, you know, what special stuff, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. Last year I was not up to it. It was my first Hanukkah after my mom passed away, and yeah, I wasn't in a place where I could do that every day. But maybe this year it'll be okay that I can do it. So yeah, so keep tuned, stay tuned, same bat time, well, it won't be the same bat time, but it will be the same bat channel. Okay, I just totally dated myself, right? Watching Batman in the 60s. Late 60s, early 70s. Okay, so I'm a little off today. Hopefully it doesn't come across, but I do feel a little bit off, a little bit headachy, a little bit bleh. I did have my COVID booster on Thursday, and which doesn't matter that I had a reaction. It's a very important thing to do, and I'm happy I got it done. My doctor called me to get all kinds of stuff done at the same time. So I had my COVID shot on Thursday, and then not next week, but the week after on the 9th, I think. I'm scheduled to get my first shingles vaccine and my flu shot and a retinopathy test done on my eyes and lab test done. I got to get blood drawn as well. But yeah, so I have my COVID booster on Thursday, and so it's my 4th shot, right? Because the first was a series of 2, and then I had 1 booster. So this is my 2nd booster. And I have had a reaction each time. So it wasn't surprising. I was kind of prepared for it. I had it on Thursday. I had already told them at work that I may not be there on Friday, and indeed I wasn't, because I got a fever immediately that night. I didn't get quite as high a fever as I did the first couple times. first couple times my fever like went up to 102 almost. This time my fever never really got much higher than like 100 point something. And it kind of ebbed and flowed. I was so achy Friday. I really felt like I got hit by a truck. I was just sore all over. So now I'm just kind of like, my fever's going up a little bit at night, which tends to happen with me anyway. And I'm just a little bit off. My arm is doing okay, but I do have a pretty big lump and red area, which is getting a little itchy, which I know that is a common thing too. So you can see that's where the shot happened, but I do have a big red mark. But overall I'm okay. I'm definitely going to take it easy today after the video and probably take a nap this afternoon. I think that might be something that I need, and try and go to bed early so that I can go to work tomorrow without any trouble. But again, get your booster. I am not one to discuss the matter about rights to your, not getting the vaccine. I mean, there's too many people that have gotten sick. Too many people have died. My mom was one of them, so don't argue with me about whether or not you should get a booster. Unfortunately, the shots came too late for her. So I will deal with having 2 days of not feeling great to protect myself and the people around me from possibly getting sick. So there's that. I think that's it. I think that's all my preamble. Time to get into the stitching. I did not stitch on Thursday. I wasn't feeling great, but I stitched a lot on Friday. Even though I wasn't feeling good, I just kind of stitched all day. I didn't stitch one other day during the week. I think it was Tuesday or something. I just didn't feel like it. And sometimes what happens is I'll feel like doing some like crafty organization or something like that, and I'll spend the evening doing that instead of stitching. So I think it still counts, but I don't have anything to show you guys. I actually had a big pile of floss from kitting stuff up. So it was the leftover stuff after I kitted stuff up, and I needed to put it all away into my master drawers, and I did that on Tuesday, and it took a while, so that's what I did instead. But I still ended up stitching enough to have a few things to show you guys. One of which I know you know because of the title of the video, but I did get a finish. Yay! So another thing to check off the list. And I finished Midnight Meow. So this is all fill-in. I did this on Friday when I wasn't feeling great, so I figured fill-in would be a good thing to work on. But I finished filling in the wing, and I finished, I did the second necklace. I did it in a slightly different color bead that still kind of flashes with the blue. So the first one is kind of flashes purple and blue, and the second one kind of flashes green and blue. I thought it looked kind of cool that way. And then I put a few of these beads down in the middle there to kind of tie it together. Oh, you see my Halloween kitty nails? Yeah, so Midnight Meow, this is a pattern by Mirabilia. It's a free pattern. However, it is not on the Mirabilia website. There are several free patterns on the Mirabilia website. There's the mermaid, Australian mermaid, which is a cute pattern. I've showed it. I finished it last year. It's in my bathroom. And there's a bunch of like cherubs and angels and stuff, which I don't stitch. And I think there's a couple butterflies or moths that are free. This is also a free pattern, but it's not on the site. You have to get it from an L&S. I got it from Stitcher's Paradise in Las Vegas. So that was in 2020, I think, that I went there and got it. Maybe it was 2021. I'm not sure. So you could call there and see if they still have it, or if you have an L&S that you go to, just ask them if they have Midnight Meow, free chart by Mirabilia. And as I understand it, if they have these charts when they get them, they just make copies of them, and they'll have them for, I don't know if they'll have them forever, but they'll have them, and they'll just throw it in your bag when you've made a purchase. Or maybe you don't even have to make a purchase. I don't know. I would make a purchase because I would feel uncomfortable if I didn't, but. And then this is, I was going to throw it in before I did the video this morning, but I realized I need to iron out these hoop marks. This is my Dollar Tree or 99-cent store, I don't know which one I went to, frame that I got, that I then filled in all the little marks with stickles. And that's going to be for this guy. So I should do that, just get the iron out and iron him this week and throw it in there. I probably am going to use this little piece of, well, I guess it's glass actually. I'm going to use that as actually my wrapping for the stitching, because since there's beads, I don't like putting the glass over it. And I learned that trick from, I think from Erin Two Martini Stitcher, that she would sometimes just use that glass as the backing board because it's exactly the right size. And I like doing that too, because if I decide to change things around and use the frame for something else, that I haven't lost the piece of glass. But yeah, so that's my finish for this week. And I think he turned out really cute. This was my Black Cat birthday style for this year. So I have to, I mean, I realize it's a year away, but I have to start thinking about what am I going to do for next year for my Black Cat birthday style. I kind of liked the last couple years picking something small and finishable. I still haven't finished my 2020 one because it's Night Walk Down, and I just kind of burnt out on that pattern. But I eventually it will be finished. Okay, so whips. Where did I put them all? Oh, okay. Okay, so my other August sal that I do, well, it's not actually sal. It's a, I just do a lion pattern every year. I do my Black Cat birthday sal. My birthday's in August, so I also stitch some kind of lion pattern, which kind of started by, it was a fluke, but I've done it every year, so I've always managed to find something that I wanted to stitch that was a lion. So this year, I decided to do a Bisque Cornu because I'd never done one before, and my friend Dawn had also never done one before, so we decided to do Bisque Cornus and do a hashtag Bisque Cornu beginner. And yeah, this is the one I started with. And this is a pattern by Tiny Modernist. It's just, I think it was Year of Animal and Bisque Cornus or something. This is on a Picture This plus Aida, so it's got floppy Aida, which, I don't know, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. I mean, it's definitely pretty. They definitely have, you know, Picture This plus has gorgeous colors. Sometimes though, sometimes I like their Aida, sometimes I think it's just a little too floppy for me. I mean, some people have like rave about it because it's so soft, and it is, but soft also means floppy when you're stitching, so. Alright, so there's that one. And Sweet William. I worked on this on Friday as well, I think. Yeah. Actually, I worked on this during the day, and then when I got tired of that, that's when I pulled out Midnight Meow and finished, and decided I was going to get it finished that night. But this is Sweet William, which is a Riolis kit using the acrylic and wool fiber. And I'm sending this pattern to my friend Dawn, who is allergic to wool. So she never gets the Riolis patterns, even though she likes them, because it would be a waste. So I'm going to send her the pattern when I'm done. I hopefully on it's going to be okay, because I have folded it a bunch. I don't write on it, but hopefully there won't be, fold marks won't bother you. I really like the wool and acrylic fiber. Some people hate it. Some people I think don't get it, that like it, I mean, it's definitely different than stranded cotton. It's fluffy. It's more like a yarn almost. A very thin yarn that you use 2 strands of. But I really like it. I like working with different things. Anyway. So I worked in here, in here. So I think next time I work on this, I will, you know, work on this big flower right here. So yeah, so this is the flower that I'm working on. This one is done. So then when I get that done, then it'll just be this small clump and this clump with the greenery. So I feel like I'm really getting to that finishing line. So definitely by the end of the year, I will get this done. I just think it's really pretty, and as I said, I like working with the wool acrylic floss. I understand a lot of people don't, though. Okay. Frog Dancer, which is the DesignWorks chart that I just recently got. Something about this chart it just made me smile. Emily from Australia said that the reason that we all think it's so cute is because it reminds us of when we were little girls and wanted to be ballerinas wearing the tutus, and she could be right, because I definitely had that desire when I was a kid. So maybe that's it. It does have a companion piece that I purchased, which is Frog Bouquet, which will not get started till probably next year. Probably early though, because I have a cool idea for finishing these, which I will show you in just a second. But I filled in a bunch more of her face and her arm and like the roses on top of her head. So she's coming along pretty fast. Pretty fast. I think she'll be done this year. So she's kind of like, not a start and finish like in one day, but a start and finish in a couple months. So I'm going to show you a piece of my haul just because otherwise I'm going to have to pull it out again. So I bought these for, I think, $8 on Amazon. And they're floating woolly pads. So they're meant to be put like, they could go outside in a pond, or they could be, you know, floated in a bathtub or whatever for decor. But they're lily pads, and they're kind of like rubbery. And there's a couple different sizes. And what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on, because one of them is not big enough, but I'm planning on taking like a big one and maybe a small one and then a smaller one here. And then I'm going to mount the Frog Dancer, because the Frog Dancer is actually only like 5 by 7 when it's done. I'm going to put it on an oval and then mount it on here. And then that's going to be what I can hang on my wall. So instead of framing it, I'm just going to put it on like a piece of sticky board, like an oval sticky board, and then put it in the middle of here. And I have enough for both Frog Dancer and the Frog Bouquet and my pad, which is the Little Mill Hill. So when the Little Mill Hill's done, it'll just go on one of the little ones, and then I can hang them, you know, all three together in a little vignette, which I think is really cool. So That's one of my things of haul is I got these lily pads. So I got a set of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, I think. There's 2 of each of 4 sizes, which I thought would be enough for, you know, the 2 pieces that I wanted to frame. And then I remember about my pad, but that's fine. I have enough to do that as well. But you could get bigger sets or smaller sets. But I thought they were kind of cool. And I think that's going to be a cute way to display them. Okay, so that was my detour into haul. Okay, I worked on Catnap Faye this week, so extended my diagonal. This again is going to be a push to the finish for the year. I think I was kind of at this point with Lavender Roses last year, in the last 2 months, and I did get it finished. And in fact, with Lavender Roses, that was like full coverage, and this one I'm not doing the background. So I really do think that I can get it done. It will require push, but I think that would be fun to get this done for the end of the year. And then, you know, I can go into next year focusing on my other full coverage type pieces. Possibly start another Faye, because I do have a bunch of the ones by this artist. So, but I really like her. She's just sweet. And I like, you know, the kitty's like sleeping on her hip, and Baggy does that to me all the time. And the last whip I worked on yesterday is Gigi, one of my Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixies that I am doing on Dove Stitch printed fabrics, or fabric Flair, purchased at Dove Stitch, which is kind of sort of an experiment, I guess. Just I'm fascinated by the printed fabrics, by the backgrounds specifically, and I like these Bewitching Pixies, and I think that they lend themselves to these backgrounds. So Gigi's being done on the Charming Cottage, I think it's called. Does it say on here? No, doesn't say, but anyway, I did quite a bit on her yesterday. I started working in the hair, got this whole bit done, a little bit more on her skin, and did a little bit of the outlining on the skin. Now I did change, there's a light gray that's called for that I will use to kind of differentiate the cat from the dress, and then other places on the dress gets back stitched with this gray, and they were using the same gray to outline her skin, and I tried it. I thought it looked stupid, and especially on this fabric, it just didn't look right at all. So there was also a kind of a cocoa-y brown color that's used in the broom, so I just pulled a strand of that to outline her arm, and then the holes in here are kind of like a beaded necklace that go in. But I think she's coming along, and I like how the stitching kind of pops out from the background, almost like 3D. I think it looks really cool. Now when I frame it, I don't know, I may end up having to cut off part of the cottage. I don't know, we'll have to see. Or maybe I could just like sew it into a pillow or something. That might be cool too. I say that like I'm so quick with the sewing machine. I mean, that's a joke. I could sew it into a pillow. Whether I will sew it into a pillow is quite another story. Okay, so that is all my stitching for the week. Yeah, and then I have some haul. I showed you the lily pads, and I got some more of these little cable tie thingies. I got like a little assortment of different sizes. I use these for a lot of different things, mostly related to floss and floss drop cards and, you know, that kind of thing. But I was running low, so I went and got some of those. I got 2 deliveries this week from Chatelaine. Yay! So I've got all of my Chatelaine supplies now. So it's just a question of doing the stitching. So I got Dragonfly tile. So this is the one that has lots and lots of beads. I don't know, I think going forward I might, if I order any more, which I don't know that I will at this point, because I mean I have 4 kitted up things that are ready to go, and I have 1 on the go and 1 that's, you know, a tiny one that's almost finished, right? But going forward, I don't know that I would order the flosses, because I'm not ordering the Glory on it anyway. So I mean, I can get Rainbow Gallery and like Carolyn watercolors and that kind of stuff myself, but I think I still would definitely order the beads. So this is the Dragonfly tile, which is this. Not a great photo, but I mean, anybody who looks at Chatelaine stuff knows that you don't get great photos. They're mock-ups unless you go to the gallery, which I do, and then you can see the stuff, which is gorgeous, but they don't print very well. And then Halloween spider lace. And you can see the stuff that I ordered are a pretty small kit. So there's like some Rainbow Gallery and, you know, a silk, and then the beads. So the Halloween spider lace, I actually pulled out my little thing to show you. So they have it mock-up on orange, and then a mock-up on blue. Oops. Wait, come back. There we go. A mock-up on blue. I'm thinking of doing it on purple. But that one's cool. Okay, and then the last bit of haul that I got, I was watching Sarah, the Stitching Mommy, and she showed this, the Trick or Treat Fairy, and she has the kit, and she said something that, you know, you can go on Hirschner's and get it as PDF. So I thought, okay, well, let me go see. And they had this one, and then they also had a Sunflower Fairy, which is basically the same fairy, it's just the skirt's different, whatever. It was under $5. So I went ahead and I got the PDF of the, what are they calling it? They're calling it Halloween Fairy. I've heard people call it Trick or Treat Fairy. There's another Halloween Fairy that is on 1-2-3 Stitch. I have a feeling when I kit this up, I'm going to change everything, change all the colors. I'm thinking about doing it on this really pretty orange fabric I have, which would require me to kind of change the pumpkins. Maybe I'll make a turquoise pumpkin or pink pumpkin now that they have pink pumpkins. But I like the owl that she has, and I think it's cute. So I got that. And then since I was on there getting some PDFs, I went and looked at the PDFs, and I got this one because I thought that it might be a cute thing to make for Hudson. I still have some more of that glow-in-the-dark Aida, and so I'm thinking about maybe doing this one and not stitching the ghost part, you know, because I'll just use the glow-in-the-dark Aida, just stitching the outline and stuff, and then the pumpkin and the cat. And this is like $2 or something. And then this was free. It was a PDF for $0. So it's called 3 Fancy Felines, and I couldn't pass up free, right? And they're kind of cute. So yeah. So I figured it would be a good idea to get this because I don't know how long it's going to be available. It originally was a kit, and then you couldn't get the kit anymore, and now they have this as a PDF, but I have a feeling that you won't be able to get it forever. So yeah, so that was my haul for this week, and seriously, this was it was about $8 for all 3 of those patterns. So plans for the coming week is just to continue on with this idea of pushing for a finish on these items. I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying that a lot. So yeah, that's really my plans for the week. And then other than that, you know, keep going. So anyway, this has been a shorter video. I don't know, my videos the last couple weeks have been shorter. I guess I'm not jabbering at you guys as much. Enjoy it while it lasts, because I'm sure that won't be like that forever. But anyway, until I see you guys again, I hope you have a very happy Halloween, in whatever capacity you celebrate it, and enjoy the first week of November. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye-bye.